Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie, and for those of you who are new, my husband and I are documenting our journey through IVF, our faith and our marriage, and our first pregnancy. I am currently pregnant with our first little boy due in March, and it's just getting closer and closer every single week. So this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while now, and I haven't. So I've filmed it several different times and I've deleted it each time because I don't feel like I have the right words coming out, and I never want to offend anyone. This is definitely a hard video for me to make because it's going to be very vulnerable. Just know that I'm just speaking from my experience because I figure if I'm struggling with this, I assume that there's got to be at least somebody else that's struggling with it, and if that's you, then I hope that this helps you and encourages you. Like I said, I have always said I never want to just bring you guys the sunshine and rainbows and the highlight reel of my life. I want to bring you guys the truth and the honesty and the struggles that I'm having, and so that's where this video is coming from. This is just honestly what's going on right now and has been going on for the past 10 or 11 weeks now. If you can tell, you might not because I am on the back half of it, but I have been sick all week long and I almost did not get this video made, and that was not going to happen. So I was trying my best to at least like feel somewhat better today, to put on a little bit of makeup and come here and film this for you guys. So first off, from the title, you probably can already tell what I'm going to talk about, but let me just say this. I love being pregnant. I love more than anything every single day when I feel this little man inside me kicking around and moving, and I love that part of it. Absolutely. I have loved the fact that relatively this pregnancy has been very, very easy, and that's been such a blessing. However, I have not loved watching my body change like right before my eyes, and that's the struggle that I've been having just with the physical changes that my body have been going through. At the very beginning, when I started noticing it, it was, I don't want to say I was depressed about it because I know that that is a very serious thing, but I was very sad for several weeks about this. I say all this because I went into pregnancy with this vision in my head, and I was gonna, I was gonna have this perfect little baby bump. I promise I have a tank top on. Sorry, I just realized that it looks like I have nothing on. I promise there's a tank top. But I went into this pregnancy thinking that I was gonna have this just perfect little beautiful baby bump, and it was just gonna be wonderful, and I didn't get that. In my head, I got those visions from like Hollywood and TV shows and movies where they show these, actors, and they've got this, they're never swollen, they're always glowing, and they've got that perfect little beautiful round little baby bump. This is also why I have never shared a bump update with you guys, because in a way, I've been embarrassed because I'm like, well, I don't like my bump. So in my head, I had this, perfect vision in my head, and it wasn't going that way. And so it just kind of started to mess with me. And I say that because this part of pregnancy, watching your body change literally right before your eyes every single day, it takes its toll on you mentally. And it doesn't matter if you're starting out pregnancy, super slender, or if you're a little bit overweight like I was, it doesn't matter. Like, it's going to take its toll on you either way, because if you're slimmer and then you're putting on all this weight, that's gonna mess with you probably. And if you're already a little overweight going into pregnancy and then you are continuously gaining weight, especially if you had already lost some weight beforehand like I had, it takes its toll just watching that scale go up. It messes with you. And that's something that I've been working with, and I'm going to share with you some of the stuff that I've been doing and helping me get past that. So I started struggling with this right around like week 17, and that was when we had our gender reveal. And I forgot to mention this in my week 24 update, but I was wearing my regular clothes, regular pants and shorts and everything up until week 24. I had a pair of pregnancy jeans and pregnancy shorts that I was wearing, and just if the others were dirty or whatnot. And in week 17, when we did our gender reveal, the shorts that I was wearing were my maternity shorts. And looking back on it now, I'm like, ooh, because those definitely enhance your bump, right? Like, they are they're stretchy, and so they're going to allow you to grow. So they're not going to like hold you in as much as your regular jeans or shorts would. at the gender reveal, that was when a lot of people started saying, oh, I see your bump and you're starting to show. And it's like, it's so hard because I want to be showing. I want people to see that I'm pregnant, that I have a baby bump. But I was at that very beginning stage where I was just starting to show. And I just felt like I was getting fat. Like, it didn't look like a bump to me. That was not the association that I had in my head of me gaining weight and me getting a little bit more rounder in the stomach was a baby. It was me that I was gaining weight. I was getting fat. And I couldn't put that together and like reconcile that to the good that it should have been. And so again, I'm in week 28 now, and I'm saying that this started in week 17. So this has been going on for 11 weeks now that I've been just battling this mentally and praying over this. My advice and what I have done for myself is I am in Facebook groups. I watch other YouTube channels on their pregnancy journeys, but my advice for you is to know your boundaries, know your limits, know what triggers you in the negative way. So there's lots of times where, you'll see the happy like birth story and you're like, oh, that's so wonderful. And it triggers those happy emotions. If you know that something is going to trigger you in a negative way, stay away from it, right? So the posts or a specific video, stay away from those if you know that they're going to send you into a negative headspace. So like for me, I know there are certain posts in the apps that I'm in or the groups that I'm on Facebook that trigger me and just kind of put me in a bad mood or trigger those negative emotions towards my baby bump. And I try and stay away from those at all costs because who wants to be in a bad mood or in a negative headspace? Like, you don't want that. So I will just very quickly scroll through those as quick as I can because I just don't want to see that stuff. Okay, so what have I been doing to kind of help myself and get into a positive headspace and learning to love on my bump and not think of it in a bad way? My go-to. I pray over it every single day and ask God to help me. And so I'm just going to read you guys some of the verses and just explain to you how they're helping and whatnot. So the first one is probably one that you have all heard many times, but it is Psalm 139, 13 and 14. And it just says, for you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full and well. So in this verse, the word fearfully, and I just have my notes here. So the word fearfully in this verse is actually translated from the Hebrew to inspire awe. And God created you to inspire awe. He started putting you together stitch by stitch when you were in your mother's womb. He gave you your nose, your laugh, your body type, your quirks, and your sparkling eyes. God didn't just make you, He made you wonderfully. So that is one verse that I hold on to because I know that He designed every little piece of me. And so if I don't embrace every little part of me, I'm basically saying that I don't like what God did and what He created or who He created. And that is such a dishonor to Him. And so that is something that I've been working on forever, is just learning to love every single piece of me. And so this one is not necessarily for pregnancy, but this one is definitely for anyone, whether you're struggling with just your body image in general. This one is Romans 12:6. And this says, we have different gifts according to the grace that was given to us. We are not doodles. We are not sketches. We are God's masterpiece. We are His very best work, each and every one of us. So like the Mona Lisa or the Sistine Chapel, like those are works of art. Those are masterpieces. That is you. That is you every single day that God looks at you. That is what He sees. So what I encourage you to do, because that's what I'm encouraging myself to do, is be who I was made to be without being envious or prideful and trying to be like someone else or comparing myself to someone else. Because that's the thing, we are not cookie cutter images made. We are each uniquely made in God's image. How boring would it be if we were all made the exact same, if we had the same reactions, the same words and mannerisms and thoughts and feelings? Like, how boring would it be if that were how it was made? So embrace your differences, embrace your skills and your talents, your goofiness, your the color of your hair and the color of your eyes. Embrace all of that because that's what God wanted whenever He designed you. Stop worrying about comparing yourself to others. The only person who matters in what their opinion of you is God Himself. And I tell you, He looks down on you every single day and He sees just nothing but perfection for what He's created. So, and He loves you with all of His heart. And the last one, again, is not necessarily pregnancy related. It can be used for absolutely anything, but it's one that I love and I hold dear to my heart, is Isaiah 41:10. And that says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." It just lets you know that you're not alone. God's always going to be with you no matter what you're going through, whether it's like this, where I'm struggling with the body image, or whether I'm struggling financially, or if I'm arguing with my husband, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, God's always going to be there for you and with you and walk with you through those battles. And I think the important part is to remember that the differences between God and the enemy, because the enemy is always going to fill you with fear and doubt and all of those negative thoughts and feelings. Whereas God's going to always lift you up and provide you with the hope and the peace and the joy. And so being able to differentiate between those two, and again, that doesn't necessarily just go with pregnancy, that goes with absolutely anything that you are going with. Remember that the enemy is going to find any little bitty tiny crack that he can, and he's going to try and wiggle his way in and start filling your thoughts up with negative images, negative thoughts, negative feelings, whereas God's not going to do that. So if you are finding yourself with those negative feelings, just remember who's sending them to you, and go to God in prayer and ask Him to help you with that battle, because I promise you He will, and He'll be right there with you. So I will show you guys a little bump update, and I will take a picture and I'll insert it here. Just know that I'm 100% doing better with this, and I'm embracing it a lot better, because now I actually do feel like I have a bump, and it's not just, you know, I'm getting fat or whatnot. Just know that that has taken time, and it's not an overnight thing. And if you are pregnant and you're struggling with that change, just know that it will get better. But just also know that you are not the only person that's struggling with that, and there are hundreds of thousands of women that go through that and go through the exact same feelings, because I know I've seen it in tons of groups and posts that I've seen of women just posting the exact same thing of basically what I'm saying today. So just embrace your body, because you've got a miracle growing inside you, and no pregnancy is the same, no body is the same, and it's just a joyful experience to be able to, you know, carry your little one and get to feel them every single day. So I hope this found encouragement for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Click that little subscribe button so that you can keep following along on our journey. Just a quick update. So with the holidays coming up, as of right now, my plan is to take the next 2 weeks off because of Christmas, whenever this is gonna fall. And then because of my work schedule, I will come back from Christmas and be basically hit the ground running with my work schedule. If I can get a video filmed and I can get it uploaded, I will most definitely do it. But I am planning right now just to take the next 2 weeks off. And let me know how I can be praying for you guys. Leave those in the comments below. And I wish you guys the best. I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. I hope you get to spend lots of time with your family and your friends. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care and God bless.